All right, we'll open it up to questions from media. I see a few hands raised already, but you can raise your hand using the react function at the bottom of your screen, and we will start calling on media. So we'll go to Stephen Hawkins with the AP to get us going.
Hey, I just wanted to ask. I'm going to start with Coach Bianco because you guys have played in this event before in 2021. I know there's always a lot of excitement going into a season, but how different do you sense much different when you're preparing to go into a season when you're going to open in a major league ballpark like this?
Um, you know, Stephen, I've laugh and have said it, a few times, already. We played, as you mentioned, back in 21, coming out of COVID, and amazingly, won 3 games there against some 3 really good teams. And so probably when the people at Globe Life and Shriners and asked us to be back in it, it sounded like a great idea until 2025, and you looked at the schedule and you're going to pay 3 top 25 teams. And I think probably as coaches we all have a little bit of angst, going, opening up with this type of caliber weekend on the road. I think we would all love to probably do it 2 or 3 weeks into the season. But the truth of the matter is, everybody's in the same boat. I know our guys are super excited. The tournaments run so well. I don't know if there's a better one in the country, as Dustin just had mentioned. But to be inside, to play in this ballpark, beautiful ballpark, and it's received so well by the fans. I know our fans love to come to Arlington and come into that stadium, but so many others, it's I think just a great venue for the college baseball fans, and all 3 games are packed, and so I know our guys are super excited about it. As far as the ballpark, we haven't even mentioned it. Our guys are excited enough just to play in a big league ballpark on an opening weekend.
Questions for Coach Schlossnagle and Coach Bianco. The SEC's gone away from divisions this year. Is that something you were for or against? And what do you think the pros and cons are of going away from the division format?
I'll defer to Coach Bianco and his massive experience in the conference. The grandfather of the coaches, you might say.
I don't know how come I get all the questions, but I will say that I think, I don't know, and Schloss may correct me. I don't know if it was unanimous,
It
but
was.
I think it was that we chose to pick divisions, and just because I think optically, from a standpoint from fans, with 16 teams in our league, you could have a really good year and be 6th or 7th in our league and just be kind of clustered in the middle. I think it's great to be able to always strive to win a trophy, and I get to win the SEC is terrific, but to win the West or to win the East I think is really cool. I think the ADs, and I don't want to speak for them, but I think they went more for the reasoning in football and some of the other sports, where in the format with a 2 common opponents, you'll be able to get to everybody's facility or campus within a 4-year span, and they thought that was important for fans. They thought that was important for the student athletes. I don't think it's awful, but I think I like the West, and I thought it was a chance for us to even put the map a little bit better, where the teams in the East would really be in the East. But again, sometimes we don't have that say. But I think the addition of the 2 teams, Oklahoma and Texas, just made us a lot better.
So, Coach, just to make sure I understand this right, the coaches wanted it in divisions, and the ADs are the ones who decided to go the opposite way.
I guess ADs and presidents, so like everything that happens in the conference, the coaches don't have the final say. So the coaches bring up things in their particular sports, be it football, baseball, basketball. They vote on it, and then it goes to the athletic directors and the presidents after that. But that's not the only thing. Every decision that's made, obviously, goes. The final decision is the ADs and the chancellor presidents.
And next is for Coach Bianco. I read that this team is starting off the season with no one named as captain. Can you elaborate on why you felt that this was the best decision for the team?
Yeah, we've as long as I've been here, we've let the players choose a captain at the end of the fall, and I felt this year the makeup of our roster, so many older guys, so many guys that have been here. I think one of the negatives of selecting a captain or captains, co-captains, is it I think keeps other guys that could be leaders in certain moments from showing that leadership. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure that it's kind of organic. And we talk about leaders all the time, and we've talked about it a lot over the last 12 months. And so we want to give as many guys the opportunity to be leaders of this team as possible. And so we wanted as many leaders as possible.
Hey, Mike, I know you always want to go on the road one time during non-conference play, but with so many guys, as you mentioned, older and even to the portal who've played a ton of baseball, is it more or less important to do that, or the same, or is there any difference with kind of your roster makeup in this portal era?
Um, I think the same, Chase. We got a lot of new faces, and even though it, may be somebody that traveled from another school, the way we travel, and to us, it's really to go through to get on a plane, to get on a bus, to be in a hotel, to do the Thursday night practice, and all the meetings that go along with the weekend is to try to, it's that first dry run to do that. So it doesn't matter if you're, an experienced guy, you did it probably at another program. So we have some returners, as we talked about, but some guys. The other thing that's, probably been is as much of an education as, Joe Mangrum, the pitching coach, and trying to figure out, when he's going to have his meetings and things that, he feels that are important, in that weekend and getting it done in the itinerary. So that's been a learning experience as well.